intro video over there. Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on, everybody out there in the On the Chain world? What's going on, Chip? It's been like 8 years since I've been here.
At least
so,
8 shows, at least 8 shows.
At least 8 shows. I don't know about 8 years, but at least 8 shows. It's
Probably
good to
more
be
fun.
back. We got a lot of stuff we want to dig into. We got to talk about Codius. Is it Ripple? Is Ripple the one bringing back Codius? Who invented Codius? Where did it even come from? Who invents all these amazing little ones and zero apps and programs and things like that that are appearing out there on the inner ledger? We're going to talk about that. It's really important. We got to distinguish. There's some really amazing times ahead. A lot of great things that are happening. And when you see projects like Codius kind of all of a sudden, you know, the guy behind it, and we're going to talk about him a little bit, and we're going to share a little bit of defo, Stefan Thomas. There's some really interesting points, Chip, that we got to go over in relation to Codius. See if it actually is coming back. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll talk about that soon. And is New York going to Trump? Trump 2024.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Welcome to On the Chain. I see
Welcome
people popping
Welcome
in here
back.
right now. We'll call
Welcome
our
back.
scholar. Evening, guys. BMAC is in the
Our
house.
scholar.
Chad Now's back. Welcome, Jeff. Greetings from Celebration. Welcome back, Jeff.
Welcome back.
Yeah, they had 8 shows of me, man, nonstop.
8 shows. Man, the time
shows.
zone just wasn't meshing up.
Yeah,
Such
well,
a
I don't
big-
think it would. I don't think you would enjoy doing it 2 in the morning. Although we do have fans that are watching that late.
That do watch it. It's amazing. Yeah, there's people tuning in right now. It would have been really late. And then I was going to try to tune in yesterday, but wasn't able to do that. Fortunately, midair.
Brisbane in the house, Michael.
The weekend
Michael.
meetup group, Brisbane, Australia. Look at that.
That's
Sweet.
right. Yes, that's right. Always worth the wait. There you are. Yeah, it's been well, I mean, it was what you missed was we did the live stream parties with Deaton. That was a lot of fun. Just destroyed. I mean, it was bad. I mean, he just destroyed her. And I don't know what's going on with the voters in Massachusetts. I don't know if they're brain dead, but I don't know how you can't vote for Deaton after watching those two. Maybe who knows who watched them. But it's just a poor performance. She thought she was just going to go in there. John Deaton brought receipts and totally destroyed her. I mean, it was just an incredible performance. I really absolutely loved it. Hey, guys. Good to see Slacker Jeff back in the saddle, says Jim D.
Slacker.
You slacker. What are you, a slacker? Slacker. Dropped off my ballot today for Trump and AZ. Oh, yeah, I voted yesterday for Trump, so best voting experience of my life. In and out in 10 minutes. Zip in, zip out.
Sweet,
Wife and
yes.
I, in, out, done. It was
We
great.
did our absentee ballot vote right before we left. It was good. We got that out. It was received. It was recorded.
Beautiful.
And
yeah, it's
Florida's going to Trump.
Yeah, I think a lot of states are going to Trump. I don't even know about New York, but they had 90. I was record attendance. Madison Square Garden today, 94,000 people in tow. And then they had another 100,000 people outside that couldn't get in. So this is New York.
Really, it's really impressive. You know, things have changed drastically. The tide has definitely turned. The silent majority has finally woken up. So going to get early voting tomorrow. There you go.
Yeah, I got to do it early. So
do it early, do it often.
Things that I saw here. So there was a let's play this little clip right here first.
Something's going on, and
so this was the FM podcast, and this was a little clip that someone had put out there. Sorry, I don't know your name because I grabbed the video, but the title was "Reimagine Global Payments with the Creators of Interledger," and of course that's Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz, the two guys who created the Interledger. And watch what he says here. This is interesting.
Something's going on, and one of those things is a new version of Codius. So.
New version of Codius.
I don't want to say too much yet because obviously still very early days.
Very
awesome.
So early days, he let the cat out of the bag. He's working back at Codius. It was Ripple rolled it out. And what year was that? 2014, Jeff?
2014.
Yeah, then they shelved it, but then it got shelved in 2018. And this was a smart contracts platform that honestly should never have been shelved. Should have threw a lot of money at it and got some smart people working on it. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. There's been a bunch of missteps and miscues by Ripple and company. But again, I get you don't have it as a priority, but you could throw some money at it and then have some, people. And at the time, Stefan Tomas was working at Coil. Coil was just a little bit too far. It was before its time. It was a micro payments platform. The idea was that for a $5 or $10 subscription, a lot of publications which have paywalls, you could eliminate that sort of paywall by doing those, like it would stream. If you watched it for 5 minutes, it would stream micropayments for 5 minutes. If you were watching, and by the way, I mean, we had the plugin. We had a lot of Coil subscribers that would come in here and watch this. And at the end of the show, we'd have 2 or 3 XRP. It's not a lot, but the point is it demonstrated the fact that, hey, it was a really nice way to, somebody was supporting the ecosystem, and it also supported the show. And over a period of a couple of years, we ended up with a couple hundred XRP, which was, kind of cool within itself. It was nice to see that sort of play out. Coil also rolled out some blogs. By the way, I earned 5,500, I think it was, XRP, just writing blog posts and having people like it.
Yeah, that was impressive. Really impressive how that worked out. And if you look here, this was Codius. This is what they originally had conceived of, right? Fast, want to run, make it secure, no code restrictions, which was really important, right? Use any programming language, which was key at that time. Built-in payments, and look at that. Codius can talk to anything connected to the internet. It was a really great idea. Initially, look at peer-to-peer hosting, decentralized apps, smart contracts. Then they shelved it and killed it. But at the time, this wasn't their primary focus. And if you think about Ethereum, hadn't really, it was just in its infancy, just getting out the door. And that's why Stefan Thomas was like, this is something we got to look at. Got to do the smart contract thing. Really needed. It's crazy. Yeah, it was I think this was probably one of the biggest missteps that they had made, because regardless of how things rolled forward, if you look at with Ripple, even with their RippleNet solution, smart contracts could have really become a major part of what they were doing, what they were working on. And so, but they were just so hyper focused on big institution and, rolling out, banking software versus looking at the full picture. Whereas Vitalik, Ethereum, they fell into that spot. First mover advantage, smart contracts becomes a big thing, using the Ethereum network to roll out and build other projects on it. And here we are, all these years later, 10 years later. And now they're talking about, trying to figure it out. Still trying to figure it out.
50 cents. There you go. That's the culmination of a bunch of brain power. And Stefan Tomas was the former CTO. That's when Schwartz, when he left to go do Coil, that's when Schwartz sort of stepped in. But this guy Max Avery put out some stuff, a nice little Twitter or an X thread here. He said he's announced he's working on a version of Codius, huge for the XRP ledger and ecosystem. Here's why it's a big deal. Codius, an open source hosting platform for smart contracts, aims to revolutionize decentralized app development by providing a more flexible and scalable approach compared to traditional blockchain platforms. Decentralized hosting, run programs on multiple hosts, create a peer-to-peer network for services, built-in billing, programs can pay for their own operation. Then language flexibility, which you talked a little bit about, which is writing contracts in popular languages like Java, C++, and there's some other ones. It's pretty agnostic when it comes to that. And so why is it significant for the XRP ledger? Mostly because of off-chain smart contracts execution. Codius can process contracts off ledger, and it reduces the load on the XRP ledger and maintains a high transaction speed. And if you think about it, Jeff, this is like what we've been going through. That David Schwartz didn't want to have it on the L1, didn't want to have it on the layer one, and then we went over to Weitz Win. He had his, which is not on the layer one. I don't know what you call it, sidechain, whatever. And then Now, this was a revolutionary, and it really would have been phenomenal had they been able to figure it out and get it out there. Cross-ledger capabilities, interact with multiple blockchains simultaneously. Like where the mindset for this back in 2014 was so good 10 years ago,
Yeah.
they just missed it. They just blew it altogether. Now, there's a chance it can come back, and this is what's really great to see if it will, Jeff, but see the agnostic approach enhances versatility and enables complex decentralized apps and cross-chain operations. And history of Codius, announced in 2014 to create a platform for smart contract applications using hosting vendors instead of decentralized network. Fun fact: Vitalik Buterin, founder of Ethereum, was involved in early discussions with Stefan Thomas. He was actually couch surfing. He was crashing at Stefan Thomas's place. And it turned out this was the funny thing. Imagine if Vitalik Buterin did get a visa and came work for Ripple as an intern. He doesn't get in. He ends up going to found Ethereum, and the rest is history. Codius bridges the gap between decentralized benefits and practical hosting infrastructure while allowing developers to write contracts in various language, interact with the external data sources, and it makes smart contracts more accessible. Really revolutionary stuff in 2014. By offloading the computation heavy task to Codius, the XRP ledger can handle the additional tasks without increasing its computational burden. This separation allows the XRP ledger to maintain and even improve its transaction. And this is really what Schwartz was getting at when he said, yes, smart contracts are important, but we can't have them on the L1. He was really worried about performance and where that might end up, which rightfully so. And it's probably great that he pushed back on that. Interoperability is key. It allowed smart contracts to interact with other blockchains, other traditional payment networks. It helped to facilitate smoother connections with the Internet of Value vision that you hear Garlinghouse talk about a lot. It also increased the flow on the XRP ledger as a key intermediary. Codius would enable microtransaction use cases along industries like content monetization, which obviously that was what Coil was. Took that one little use case and basically attempted to start a whole new business out of it. And with smart contract logic handed off chain, would drive more transactions through the XRP ledger. And the idea was it would go ahead and boost its utility. And because it's language agnostic, developers could use secure, efficient programming languages for their contracts, leading to more innovative apps. It also attract more developers to the XRP ecosystem, which would have been key. However, it's interesting to see if that'll happen now, given all the choices out there. Codius enhances XRP ledger ecosystem by providing off-chain smart contract execution and increasing the XRP's transaction per second, opening up new use cases through interoperability.
Yeah.
Bottom line, Jeff, it was a fantastic opportunity.
It was a great idea 10 years ago. If they roll it out, let's hope it's a massive rollout with a huge amount of money behind it, to attract a lot of users really, really fast, because otherwise this is where they should be putting their focus and attention. They should be looking at a project like Flare and say, hey, you guys are going to be using the XRPL. You guys are already cross-chain. You guys are doing some amazing things. There's already a way to build on Flare. You can use Flare. It has a growing ecosystem. It's already been around for a while. Now, if you roll out Codius, think about how long it's taken Flare to get to where it is now, where it's starting to have some semblance of relevancy in the ecosystem. And it's gaining momentum on a continuous basis. It's amazing to see where Flare's at finally at this point. But are they anywhere near competitive with Ethereum? Probably not yet. But then you have Stefan Thomas. Is he going to take money is there Ripple money available to him? Like, if you like you had mentioned Coil, how much money did they put behind Coil into that failed project? Because it just disappeared into the ecosystem, and so here's another big one. There are all these projects that are out there, and we had talked about this before. Not a lot of money available to these developers from within the networks. that's where the focus has to be. Let's hope Codius can get to where it has to be. That's kind of exciting. It's interesting, but Flare exists, right? Why not try to figure out a way to motivate and push Flare within the ecosystem? That's it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having competition, nothing wrong with building the ecosystem, but 10 years, I mean, it was a project from 10 years ago. Yeah, I get it. It's exciting. That's why we're talking about it, because you can stimulate. And 10 years ago was exciting. Now I'm not so excited. I'm not as excited about it right now as I would have been 10 years ago, because Flare exists, and it's taken Flare a number of years to get
Well,
to
one thing
this
you missed.
point, right?
Here's what you missed. We talked about this yesterday. Flare introduced a blockchain machine images. You can basically launch this on Google Cloud Marketplace. So you can get
Right.
like a really quick full node up and running. And instead of paying $2,000, it's like runs about $300 a month. So it's super easy for devs to run up, spin something like this up, spin up a
That's
node
very cool.
and start working. It's compatible with 20 plus networks, including the XRPL, Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? So along those same principles. And then you even have RippleX where it was promoting it. The quick node setup for XRPL is there. Now they didn't create it, but Flare created it, right? So there you
Right.
have it right there. I thought that was pretty interesting. So something else that happened. This happened a couple days ago, but and I posted about it. And talk about ridiculous. But so there's a brand new. So Fox Business has a new crypto show, right, Jeff? And of course, you can count on Fox Business to put the least qualified person to host it. Now, I like Sean Duffy, former member of Congress. I remember watching Sean Duffy on Real World. He was on Real World like the second or third season. There was somebody named Rachel, and they ended up getting married and having like 7 kids. Okay, 6 kids. I don't know. Rachel, she did a lot of Fox and Friends. I like Sean a lot. He's a good dude. He left. He's no longer in Congress. But, I just don't think, when you think about the person that should have been doing this show, should have been Ellie Tarrant, right? She's really proven herself. And then look, it's like, it sounds like, this was like his first show. Check out Tonight. I didn't watch the show, but John Deaton tweeted this out, or posted this on X. He goes, I hope that Ellie Tarrant's part of this show. She's one of the few journalists reporting on issues involving not just big industry players, but Coinbase, Kraken, A16Z, Ripple, etc., but involving retail investors, users, token holders. Hopefully, the show adds that perspective. And I had also said something along the lines of like, yeah, like what, like, and everybody. By the way, if you look down here, you're going to see everybody just going off about. There it is, right there. Ellie Tarrant should be the obvious choice. She's proven her skills repeatedly. Glad to see more crypto coverage. Everybody, Ellie Tarrant needs to be on this show.
Well, yeah.
Ellie Tarrant, is Ellie Tarrant hosting this? Somebody at Fox Business. These are mental faculties checked. Like, you can just see everybody weighing in here is saying the show needs Ellie Tarrant. Come on, man.
It's amazing what, just bad decision making there is out there. But Patrick Hillman saying, love this, Sean Duffy. I mean, he might be good, but bring in Eleanor Tarrant.
I like Sean
has a
Duffy. Look, like I
history.
said, Sean Duffy's a good dude. I mean, I like what he did in Congress. I like the voice. He's not the right guy to host his show. Okay. He doesn't know much about crypto. The person who knows a lot about crypto and proved herself. I mean, you could argue that Gasparino would be a better choice. He's more steeped in the crypto side. There's a lot of people who'd be better hosts for this.
How about Gensler?
Gensler would be perfect for that.
He would be perfect, actually.
Crypto is a security, and the show's done.
End of show. That's it.
Crypto is a security.
How many seasons? How many seasons is the show going to last? I don't know, about 5 seconds.
Yeah, then he closes the book and he goes, "That's all we got for tonight.
That's all we got. Period."
We'll see you later, suckers. No better person to host it. There is a better person to host it.
There definitely is a better person.
Ellie Tarrant has earned the respect. Ellie Tarrant, right? So it's where's Ellie Tarrant? Everybody in here. Like, can you imagine like looking at this? Do you think I mean, the funny thing was the first podcast that Ellie Tarrant did was ours. She did our podcast, was really gracious enough to come on here 3 years ago. She came out here right when she was starting her crypto journey. but she
Yep.
earned it. She wrote the hands down best article about the whole Ripple saga. I mean, she had the best reporting. She's got the best up to date reporting of what's going on. It's a waste of talent. I understand that she's a producer, but she's also proven that she can go on camera and deliver as well. I just don't understand why she's not part of the show, or have her as a correspondent, or have her as
Well,
really
maybe
more of
maybe
an
they
expert.
will though. We don't know what they're gonna do yet. Let's see if maybe they bring her in as
Yeah,
an
we do.
expert.
She's not going to be part
We'll
of it.
see how it goes.
Yeah, there's a lot on here. It was just nonstop with people
Mainstream, yeah,
chiming in
mainstream
there.
is just jumping in, trying to stay relevant with the times, the topics, all that good stuff.
Jeff, with the upcoming election here, I saw this headline today and I
What
was like,
election?
whoa. Democrats warn it may take at least 4 years to count the ballots. First, that's a Babylon B article.
Yes,
It shows
but
you.
unfortunately, there's a little bit of truth to it.
What you also missed was the Smith dinner with Trump cracking jokes. That was awesome too.
Oh, that was good. I saw it actually.
And
That was good.
and then you had like somebody. Then you had Harris bring back a Saturday Night Live
Harry's gone.
character to just make fun of Catholics. It was a bad look, man. It was a horrible, like, spit in your face moment, sort of a crappy sort of a thing. I mean, what a rip that was. And so the newest thing that the left has, Jeff, is they have this thing where they're talking about Madison Square Garden event happening today, all day today. There was 94,000 people, record attendance, 100,000 people on the outside in New York City, the heart of New York City. And all the Democrats can tell you about is it's eerily similar to the 1934 appearance of the Nazis at Madison Square Garden. Forget the fact that JFK spoke there. No, don't worry about that. And so the Hodge twins put this up. I thought this was good. Never seen a Nazi rally with Jews, blacks, and Hindus as speakers. So, this is quite the Nazi rally right here, isn't it? I mean, geez, what a great Nazi rally this is. I mean, amazing to me. It's unbelievable. Geez, I mean, these Nazis, man, they're crazy. And that was when,
And that's all they got. That's all they had.
JV co-hosted one time, and he was telling me that
Amazing.
in the comments they're always calling him a white supremacist. I'm like,
Right.
how are you calling people white supremacists? He's like, they're calling me a white supremacist all the time. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah.
Huh.
I go, they know you're not white, right? He goes, doesn't matter. He just calls him that anyway. So, and then one time, Sean Thompson, he co-hosted. He was a great host. We had a lot of fun too. And man, I feel like you've been gone for like 3 months, dude. It's been a while. It's
crazy. Lots happened in the past 2 weeks.
Been some sort of a thing there, man. I mean, geez. Yeah, I put this up. I was like, the left is basically pathetic. When you have a candidate who destroyed the economy, yelling Nazis, really all you have left. And so if you run a campaign on "we hate the other dude," that doesn't tell people a lot of what you're going to do. And when you have the chance to say it on The View, and then Colbert, and then I don't know, she was somewhere else where you get asked, what would you do different? She goes, can't think of anything. Okay, so what are we going into a new frontier, and what's this new page we're turning to? Right?
That was crazy. The questions. What would you do different? Yeah.
Apparently,
what was one mistake that you made? Oh, I've made lots of mistakes. Well, name one of them.
Well,
she doesn't name any of them.
She did Michael from The Office, where he said, my strengths are my weaknesses are my strengths.
Right.
Because
I care that's what it was.
I care too much about people. It was like exactly right from The Office.
Bizarre.
Talk about how mediocre and absolutely pathetic it was. I mean, that's where we're at.
Sad state of affairs.
A while ago, London was
Trump for 3 hours on Rogan.
Oh, that was phenomenal. I love that. You know what's cool about that too? You know what I really liked about that was the fact that, because normally, if you think about all of the interview formats, they're all positioned for an outcome, right? So like JD Vance was on one of the Meet the Press, or one of the Meet the Depressed, or whatever it was, one of those shows, right? And they tried it with the gotcha questions. And what this was you felt like there were just two dudes sitting at the bar having a conversation. And it was amazing to hear how much Trump is into martial, what is it, with the MMA, like he's really into it. They're talking about fighters, or talking about things that happen, a slice of life, in these formats. And Trump credits Barron, because Barron is into a lot of these podcast formats. But all of the fact that you can listen to, like, and the best one was Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz, I think that
was a great one.
I mean, you saw Trump laughing, having a good time.
Yeah, that was a great one.
This is what you want to see. He always had an answer. He could always go into specifics about policy, and this is how you get to know a person. Not not by these scripted questions and trying to change the subject. Now, supposedly, the rumor was that Harris was going to appear first, but she gave Rogan a list of things that he couldn't ask her. Or Trump's like, ask me anything, I don't care.
Yeah, well, there was that, and the fact that there's no way she could have lasted 3 hours. It'd be impossible.
She couldn't even last 30 minutes.
Right. I think that's really the point. That would have been a complete disaster, embarrassment.
I mean, it would have been 3 hours of being unburdened. I mean, basically. I mean, I've never just like sit down and have a conversation with anybody. It's all this word salad. It's a nastiness.
But it was funny. We're at a winery in Tuscany, and the woman sitting next to my wife leaned over. She said, "Oh, we're from Australia. We hope Trump wins."
Very cool.
Yeah.
What did she say? Us too.
Yeah. So it was funny.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's good to see that. I was up in Montreal again, and I did my poll and asking people, and it's just I'm just amazed and blown away by, like, every time I get into an Uber, it's like I hear, I mean, I just like I like to run into somebody who's voting for Harris. I mean, it's amazing how many people have just like woken up, and the anger, man, the anger towards Obama, towards Pelosi, like it's palpable. It's like they cannot stand, like, to the point of where I played a greatest video yesterday, Jeff. I think we might have to put this video up again just because it was so good, and because you missed it. I might have to put it up again to see if because it kind of like brings it home right here. But listen to this.
At this damn point, this a full-fledged comedy fucking movie. Your vice president just got on live television yesterday and said even though she's been studying and debating all this motherfucking time, and she's been in office all this fucking time, she still gotta go study the goddamn policies again before she give you a direct answer. Before she ever tell you anything, she gotta go study that shit again while she fucking in office. You can't make this cartoon-ass movie shit up. You can't make this shit up. This bitch is retarded. She don't answer questions. Every last one of y'all that's following this bitch is retarded. And they're gonna keep going gaslight you, talk about the lesser of two evils. Well, the lesser of two can fucking complete a fucking sentence. Can answer one fucking question. One.
Oh, God.
I'm asking for one fucking answer to anything. This bitch go all the way around. All we know about is she was a middle-class fucking child, and we did it, Joe. That's all the fuck we know about this bitch.
That's my favorite video from last week. Just
That's
like nails it.
best.
There's a lot of anger.
That's the best.
But he's right. I mean, like, where's he wrong? I mean, quite honestly, he like totally nailed it. You know what I mean? Link to the video. Yeah, sign up for our listen, here's what you do. You go to our website. It's all on our website. And what you should do is go to our website. Let me show you how to do this, guys. Let's do this together so we can workshop this a little bit here. Let's do it live. Let's do it live, bitches. Let's do it live. I will pull it up. So if you go to onthechain.io, which I will drop in there, I will drop it in there right there. So do it with me. You click on that. What you do is you come all the way down here to this, join the OTC family, put your email and your name, and you will get the equivalent of, let's see. So this is what it looks like. You'll get an email that looks like this with a link to the show that has every link of all the things we discuss and we talk about. You'll see it all. Every single bit of it. There it is right there. We talked about this on the show yesterday, and there it is, the
There
link.
it is.
So
Bunch of other things too.
it's all on the website too. I mean, you can always go after the show. Again, we post everything. You can go to the show. All the links are here too. But you can also get a nice convenient email. If you forget, if you miss a show, you can kind of see some of the stuff we talk about. And there's some kind of things you might think were interesting and you might want to repost them on X yourself. That's most of the stuff we talk about.
Yes.
Same with this one here. Garling House debunked, blah, blah, blah. You can also listen to it. You can watch it again. And you can also listen to the audio version where all different places that's you can get that.
All the podcasts.
Yeah.
All of them. Every one of them.
They're all there, man. You know what I mean? That's what it is. See, there they are. Spotify, all these different locations you can find us. And then all the links.
I actually get notifications on Spotify now.
Yeah, that's right.
And as soon as we get posted, boom, I get a notification.
Yeah, because you're subscribed to it.
Yeah.
If you're subscribed to it.
Very
But there you go. See all the stuff we talk about. Once in a while, there's some things on there we just never get to because, usually we're talking too much.
And yet it's still there.
Yet it's still there. We put them up there. So there's how you do it. Chip, what was the hilarious clip of the play where he's yelling? That was top of a Tupac song. I don't know. Was that the song? I don't know. Was that the one? There's a bunch of clips I played. I played a lot of clips. Gosh, super chest.
Yo, guys, getting kiboshed. Not
What does
just
that
that,
mean?
our viewers. Look at
we got
YouTube.
destroyed.
Right now on YouTube, 34 people on YouTube. That's it.
YouTube hates
Getting
us. Yeah,
devastated on YouTube.
like we have 66 people watching total, which is a new low.
And I had to mix it up. We can only, with this new platform, we got to look at, we already paid for the StreamYard for the year. I wonder if they'll give us money back if we go to the next one. But now we can only put 3 things up. So I was mixing up today. I put in the Twitch because we haven't had Twitch for a little. There's only one person on Twitch that always tunes in. So but I had to sacrifice some of our X. So we only got one X.
But are you saying, Norseman, you can't give a super chat or something like that? You can't add a super chat? That's really bizarro.
Oh, you can't even add a super chat.
Did you monetize this episode? Because that might be why you can't.
No, it's monetized.
That's wild. Yeah, it is monetized.
Let me
Weird.
open it up.
That is so damn weird. I don't know, man. You know what?
Maybe something is happening. Oh, he sent it. He sent one and it didn't work.
That's wild.
But
it's not coming up, man.
That's what it is.
That is so bizarro. You know what that to do is we just have to put we'll have to put a code up there. You can just send you can just send, crypto or something. I mean, not that we want to do that, but look, I mean, the problem is like they doubled the software and they took away our features. So we used to be able to stream to, Twitch. We can't stream there anymore. We used to stream to multiple places on X. Can't do that anymore. I used to stream to Facebook. Can't do that anymore. So if you're going to raise it and then take away stuff, no, if you're going to raise it, you should add features that we'd have to pay for to get, not remove features we already had. That's some serious bullshit. So you mentioned Trump. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Norseman.
That's why.
What happened?
No, he mentioned Trump in his comment.
That's why you didn't.
YouTube, ChatGPT, it's insane. We use ChatGPT to mix things up. And you go in, I want to create a thumbnail out of this title. I want to see what it'll come up with. And if you have anything political in it, you have Trump's name on it, doesn't work.
Test BMAC, that we got that one. You know what it is that's exactly why. If you put Trump in there, you got to put TR asterisk MP or something like that, because appreciate that BMAC. But I don't understand what that's what no, it's not necessarily. It might not be throttled. I have a feeling it's more along the lines of well, I mean, look, we get shadow banned. Nobody gets the alerts. It's
insane over here.
Everybody else is growing because they sit there and do hype videos about how you're going to be a billionaire, a trillionaire, maybe a gazillionaire. That's fine. But when you're doing straight spitting truth bombs and it touches on along the lines of the not so friendly narrative, as you can imagine, then you get throttled, you get shadow banned. I just looked, we lost 22 subscribers. I don't know from where, but we lost 22 subscribers yesterday. I'm like, great. How did that happen? And then they're not from the show yesterday. So who knows? I mean, it just pulls through, it just removes them daily. It's pretty messed up.
Yep.
They hide them from me. Yeah.
I can't find.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. It just really sucks to have like our streaming platform we've been loyal members with since the beginning, and then they doubled our streaming the platform cost. We didn't renew at that cost, and they took away our features. It's ridiculous. It's not a good
Yeah.
business. So we may be switching to something else. Unfortunately, it's just man, no good. No bueno, Jeff, as they say.
Nope.
Not a good thing. Well, got some other things from
He definitely has to roll out a YouTube
please.
alternative.
I hope he does. I think he will roll something out that's very competitive, very similar type of thing.
Yeah.
Because problem with X right now is like, yeah, you broadcast there, but there's no home. There's no page you can go to where it lives, the content that's, that stays there, and there's different shows and stuff. That's what he has to build. I think that's once he does that.
Awesome.
So a lot of what we've been hearing is we've been hearing the Harris, campaign talk a lot about when Trump's in office, he's gonna politicize everything. He's gonna go after his political rivals, right? He's gonna arm, the military, and have the military go after it. Well, here's RFK Jr. talking about something that happened that most people missed because, well, the mainstream media wasn't talking about it, and who was paying attention? But this is atrocious. Hard to believe that this is even this even happened. But let's listen in.
Another thing. President Harris said today in her post, in her speech, she said that President Trump was going to turn the U.S. military against the American public and use the public to promote his agenda. How many of you think that is true? Well, what's interesting to me is that the Biden-Harris administration has done something 2 weeks ago that has never been done in American history, which is to send lethal force, to send a directive to the Pentagon, changing the law to make it legal for the U.S. military to use lethal force against American citizens on American soil.
This is unbelievable.
Technically, now it's legal for the U.S. military under this directive. It will become legal for the U.S. military to shoot and kill Americans who engage in political protests because they disagree with policies in the White House. I'm not making this up. Any of you can look it up. This is a Democratic initiative. This did not come during the Trump administration. This did not come from Donald Trump. It came from the Democratic Party. And that's why I left the Democratic Party.
There you go. Boom. This is crazy, man. Well, this one we got, Norseman. Thank you very much. He says, I won't mention buying MAGA Trump coin. Much love, fellas. Keep doing it. Yeah, thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. I like how you did that, how you spaced it out. MAGA. Make America great again. Make America healthy again. And I love what James Woods was on Megyn Kelly, and he said, make America again, which I like too. Make America, just make it America again. Appreciate that, Norseman. Long time OG, big time supporter. Thank you, man.
What was the executive order, by the way? Do we know?
You just got to look up military force. And what I don't understand is, like, how can they give a directive? Like, how can they actively change the law without Congress? And how can they give a directive? It would have to be an executive order, but an executive order says the military can use lethal force against its own citizens. Look, man, this is Banana Republic shit right here. I mean, this is insane that nobody's talking about this. I mean, if RFK hadn't talked about it, I might have missed it. I mean,
yeah.
How does something like that float under the radar? How do they have the capability to change that, Jeff?
And I can't find the exact.
Okay, Crypto Whelp is in here. Look
here.
at that, man. Appreciate it, man.
Maybe this is it.
Yeah, it's totally nuts. It's nuts. It's insane. Make America make stuff again. That too. There you go. Make cool shit again. I would say that. Make America make cool shit again. Yeah, innovation, right? Let's have some cool stuff happening, man. Man, I know it's almost 2 a.m., dude. I thought you had a new gig that you had to change your hours and stuff.
I spelled it wrong.
Man, they're getting desperate. That's exactly right. They're getting very desperate. You know, the funny thing is
definitely desperate.
you don't have a platform to run on. When your platform is you destroyed the economy and you had 20 plus million illegals coming in here, a lot of which killed people, high profile cases. You start yelling Nazi, start yelling fascist. I mean, this is the playbook from 2016. It's old. It's 8 years old. They're still running stuff about Donald Trump had Mein Kampf and on his nightstand, right? Like, who believes that? He was president for 4 years, right? I mean, it's insane. We had the Holocaust survivor whose whole family was killed in Auschwitz. You know, saying that he owes that they owe his whole family an apology. We had him on. By the way, he was in person at the at Madison Square Garden, but it was such a telling thing. Did you get to see that, Jeff?
What's that?
I don't know if you saw that, but I'll pull it up again because I thought this was so incredible.
Is this it?
DoD directive, intelligence related activities, defense component. I don't know. Maybe it was September 27th. I don't know if it does implication in executive orders. Who knows? But this is the guy right here, because I started calling Trump, you know, a Nazi. He's Hitler, all this stuff. But while you're looking through that, I'm going to put this up.
94 years old and survivor of Auschwitz and the death marches. Adolf Hitler invaded Poland when I was 9 years old. He murdered my parents and most of our family. I know more about Hitler than Kamala will ever know in 1,000 lifetimes. For her to accuse President Trump of being like Hitler is the worst thing I've ever heard in my 75 years living in the United States. I know President Trump, and he would never say this, and Kamala Harris knows this. She owes my parents and everybody else who was murdered by Hitler an apology for repeating this lie.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, so he was in attendance today too. I don't think he spoke, but I know he was in attendance because I saw a screenshot of it. But this is like this. I mean, you can't call everything you don't like Hitler, everything person you don't like a fascist. When 6 million Jews were killed. I mean, this is not the same thing. How many people died? JD Vance had a brilliant. I'll play this little clip here from JD Vance today because again, you have to constantly correct the media, and JD Vance is clever. You're not gonna screw him, dude.
This is the war of terminology. This is what the left continuously tries to do. They try to flip the whole narrative, and it's desperate, and it's low, and it's disgusting that they keep labeling Trump and anyone that supports MAGA as some form, aligning them with Hitler or Nazism, when the left is doing exactly what they did, right to the T. They had the violence in the streets. They have the propaganda machines. They're using and flipping the narrative on its head. They're creating chaos. They're doing all these different things. They're taking their political opponents and
I know it's unbelievable.
Just every part of the narrative. But the fact they have to come out and be, so callous and nonchalant with this whole terrorist thing and or Nazi thing, and they're ramping up the rhetoric. They're ramping up the violence in the streets. They want the violent and the tension in the streets. And what that Holocaust survivor said, it is the lowest point in history. And if he looks back to 75 years that he's been in this country, the fact that he had to suffer what he suffered through. My grandfather had a family before he married my grandmother, and when he was taken away by the Nazis, he had a business at the time. They took him out. They took his wife and his little daughter and shot them both right in front of him, killed his wife and his daughter, and then took him. And so, the fact, I listened to this guy's story I know the stories through, my family, and everything that people had suffered through. And then to see, the rampant anti-Semitism that is, so, easy for the left to embrace. And then you see the fact they want to throw around Nazism. And it's so disgusting. They've reached such a low within this country that it's a disruption, and this is why Trump is going to win.
Absolutely.
And this is why people are embracing truth. People want truth. They don't want this fictitious narrative that's being thrown at them and just so callously disregarded. It's just truth is important. The truth is really important.
Look at Norseman saying perfect by calling him Hitler. They're trying to get him assassinated or start a civil war. They're citing all of this incredible. That's exactly how desperate they are. It's incredibly ridiculous. But Oscar says people are seeing through it, all of it. Trump is going to win bigly. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Listen, people choose freedom. People don't choose anger, negativity, all the stuff they've been saying. Look, it's a new day, man. This is not 2016 anymore. We have 4 years of Trump. We know. And it's incredible. Things have become even more radicalized. Elections were not like this 20 years ago. That's because the Democrat Party wasn't like this 20 years ago. There you go. I mean, it's grown to the point of where it's insane. But I want to put this JD Vance clip up here because they try to, again, this is how legacy media works. You get the person there, you send them some gotcha questions, you try to hammer them with stuff instead of the podcast, which is a great format because it's a conversation. And then I saw Kamala was in a barbershop. I'm like, Trump did that a couple weeks ago. Really? I mean, like, it's in hers was just like, wasn't, he was having real conversation, goofing around, laughing, and she was just being herself, goofy and stupid.
Condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and I have, and of course the president has, but we also need to engage in some smart diplomacy if we're ever going to get out of the mess that Kamala Harris has left us in and get back to a posture of peace.
And of course, Donald Trump was president for 4 years while Russia was essentially invading Crimea. Why didn't he kick him out when he had the chance?
Wait, Russia was invading Crimea during Trump's presidency? Oh my God.
He had 4 years.
Oh, I think that's a misunderstanding of the history, Chris. I look at that much differently.
Well,
First of all,
fighting going on.
We had Russia invade another country, a sovereign nation, during Obama. We had Russia invade a sovereign nation during Bush's term. We had Russia invade a sovereign nation during the leadership of Kamala Harris. The 1 4-year term where Russia did not launch a full-scale invasion against a neighbor was under the leadership of Donald Trump. We also have to remember, just on that point, if Donald Trump had not given Ukraine javelins, the country would not exist as an independent sovereign nation anymore. So the idea that Donald Trump wasn't sufficiently strong on Russia, I think, is belied by the actual history of the period.
Just taking the task every time with their lies, their BS, their just made up nonsensical stories. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think it's time to get into some of these clips that I have pulled here from, I just want to put Dr. Phil on here. It's a short clip, but Dr. Phil spoke today. And, I like what he said here.
As for you, the collective you, I don't want you to just listen and say, nice talk, Dr. Phil. I want you to march in your life. I want you to march with your beliefs. I want you to not be intimidated. Don't be stopped, and don't just vote. Take 5 people with you. Like I said, the difference between winners and losers is winners do things losers don't want to do. And what they do is they take actions toward known outcomes. They deal with the truth. They set goals, and they go after them with passion. And it's time for us to bring it home.
Damn, Dr.
It's time for us to bring it home. It's time for us to be winners. Winners, winners, winners. I started by telling you I love this country. I'll finish by telling you I love this country, and I love you for loving this country. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Dr. Phil was in rare form. Dr. Phil go off like that, man. What did you think about that? I was like spot on. Just what you talked about, Jeff. The truth, right?
The truth. Truth is important.
You just talked about the truth. You just talked about like what that means, right? Let's see what else we have here. There's another good
What was
one.
this in London, this clip that you were going to play a little while ago?
Oh yeah, let me put that one up. This is this is what London said about Donald Trump here.
Our message to Donald Trump and the United States and every American who's watching this. Your election in November is far bigger than your country, okay? Donald Trump is needed in this world to bring back peace. His leadership is needed to save the West. All of our countries are being flooded. They are destroying our cultures. They're bringing us down. It's an attack on the West. And there's only one person who's going to stop it. You have the opportunity in November with these legends.
Yep. Only one who can bring it back. That was Tommy Robinson, who's basically going to jail, by the way. They're putting him in jail for like 3 years because, again, political opponent, don't like what he says, said some things, spoke some truth bombs. And it's amazing, man.
Look at this comment. The more I want my crypto to grow, the more I realize that politics are important for that to happen.
Right. Amen, man. Spot on. Kamalama Ding Dong is a crack cocaine addict. The bag of cocaine found in the White House was hers, not Hunter's. She routinely rubs under her nose and her mouth. Yeah, I remember speaking half stone, typical coke. Yeah, there was the one clip that I played where she was hitting her nose the whole time, the whole interview. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, she's it's so funny that everyone thought it was Hunter's. Hunter's like, dude, the one time I didn't bring coke to the White House, I got blamed for it. It's like, and look at this. I want to show you this. This is Osaka, Japan. Check this out, dude. This is insane.
We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy with Bobby again. We will make America strong again.
Look at that.
How you like that? I got another angle of that same thing. Where is that? Japan.
Dude, all over the world. Country to country to country, they realize how important it is. Everybody realizes.
We will make America safe again. We will make America.
Yeah. It's insane to
make the world safe again.
Right, make the world safe again. And you saw when Trump was in Michigan, you had a Democrat mayor of a Muslim community endorse Trump because he said he's going to bring peace. He promised peace. Now, Jeff, you want to talk about some master level trolling? Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Watch this shit.
Face to face.
Now, I just got to preface a little bit. Vivek Ramaswamy is going to meet BuzzFeed's CEO because he's now the second largest shareholder of BuzzFeed. So here's him talking about flying there to go meet. This is great.
At their headquarters.
You guys don't know BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is an ultra lefty, liberal, rag, lie machine. And Vivek now is the second largest shareholder and can pretty much carry some clout there.
With the BuzzFeed guys, and I'll hold reserve judgment and comment on that until I go check it out for myself. But I'm obviously the second largest outside shareholder now, so yeah, that means something too.
Look at that. Amazing.
All right, guys. It's hot here. Got to LA. We'll hang out at the restaurant for a little bit. Going to my business meeting. Could be a couple minutes, couple hours.
Gotta love that, man.
I don't know about the articles on here, but
well, it'll all change. I mean, imagine BuzzFeed becomes like a left Norseman again. Look at this, man. Bam. Crushing it today, man. Appreciate that. John Doe, great stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's really great stuff. And I'll tell you what, there were so many good ones there. Let's see. I wanted to show this. Look at the crowd. This is just the crowd outside of Madison Square Garden. Look at this.
Who are we going to put in the White House? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. That's right, 2024.
You heard it right here, folks. 2024, folks.
Chinese.
Chinese. We're Chinese first generation. We love Trump from our bottom of the heart because we know Trump is the only one can save America. Kamala is so stupid. She is so low IQ, equal, no Q, no qualification to be the president. You shall stay away from that position. You already lost the position. You lost our trust. You lost our vote. You just need to go home, to stay home. You cannot do anything to save America. You are so stupid. You don't know anything. You cannot even answer any question from the camera, from all the media. How you can be on the stage to fight for America, to protect American people, to protect all the world. You are not qualified. You
My spirit animal.
I love that.
You're
She's
not
awesome.
qualified. You are
You're so
not
stupid.
qualified. Here's Grant Cardone.
Brings me to Timmy and Kamala. No, bigger than that. Come on. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. They're going to ruin this country, folks. You guys need to get angry right now. The country's pissed. And I'm not here to invalidate them. The whole world can see their incompetence. They're complete tools of the elites. They're mere puppets. That's right, puppets.
Puppets, baby.
Puppets.
They're
That's
puppets.
it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just where we're at in this whole thing, man. It's just it's incredible. I think I got another clip here I can throw up here. This one was a little bit of a funny one. I thought this one was actually no, that's not a funny one. That's a really heartfelt one right there. But this goes to show you. Let's see.
She was Chinese.
Here we go. I just want to play this
First
one.
generation.
Here's a fun one right here. This is.
Have you seen this one? She was yelling at a 5-year-old. I saw that pop up, but I couldn't see the video.
Did
they find her? Why was she yelling at her?
She was just screaming at her. She's a nut job.
But why was she screaming at her?
She's a leftist. They're mentally ill. Look at this one. This is a short little bit right here. Watch this.
My son-in-law got beat up for having a Harris Waltz 2024 sticker on the back of his truck. He's got 1 week to get it off there, or I'm going to do it again.
That's fantastic.
Oh my god!
It's got 1 week to remove it, or I'm going to do it again. This one here was heartfelt. This one, I know this story. I've seen this guy before, but this was a heartfelt story. He gets very emotional on stage. We'll listen to this.
November 20th, 1974, my father suffered a massive heart attack and died. I went to this Q Forest school, the same school as our president, Trump, attended. 3 days after my father's burial, there was a knock on the door. One school morning, about 7 a.m. I answered the door. There was a very distinguished gentleman standing in front of me, and he said, when I opened the door, "Kid, call your mom down, please." I called upstairs to my mom. "Mom, there's some guy here, please come down." And she came down. And he said to her, "I'm very sorry to hear about Joseph Rem's death. I'm Fred Trump, Donald's father." And my mom said, "Yes, I know Donald Trump went to Q Forest School." He said, "Yes, Mrs. Rem, but what you probably don't know is that I'm still on the Board of Trustees. And this morning, I let Philip Rogers, who's the headmaster at Q Forest School, know that from this day forward, I, Fred Trump, out of my own pocket, is going to be paying for your 3 children's tuition at Q Forest, because I don't want the kids to have to go back into the public school system." Now, who would do that except the President Trump's father? And the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
Gotta love that, man.
It's awesome.
What a great story, right? And there's a lot of great stories about Trump helping people out too. So BMAX says, hey, see if you can look. Can you look this up, Jeff? Look at the guy chopping down Harris signs in Phoenix with a hatchet. He was on the news. He was on the news. You seen Hammer Tone's meme coin? No, I've not. I can only surmise what that might be, and I hate to do that, but yeah, everyone's got a meme coin. There's like 500-600 of them. I mean, good God Almighty. 42 people here, only 27 likes. Smashing it is free. Did you find it? Did you find the news report of it?
If this is on someone's private property, but they're in trees, I don't understand.
Was he chopping
Maybe
the
this
trees
one's
down?
different. Oh, this one might be different. Where were they seen?
Was he chopping them down, or what was he doing?
I don't think this. Amish man takes down Harris signs in North Carolina.
Is that it? BMAC? Hatchet was on the news. I don't know where it was, but maybe it was. I don't know.
No,
Interesting.
not it.
The signs of the intersections. You got to just drop the link in there, man, so we can see it. Don't know. Not sure which one it was, but yeah, Sean Thompson was on here the other night. We had a great time. It was awesome. It was fun. Touching story. Absolutely touching as hell. I mean, this guy got emotional about it. He's like, who does that? That's incredible, man. And then let's play this final one and get out of here, Jeff. But this one's Byron Allen. I thought his speech was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Congressman Byron Donald.
All right, Byron. I said Byron Allen. Byron Donald. Not entrance, man. I gotta turn that down, guys, because you know that's gonna get. Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, we gotta like we don't want to get strikes on us, so I want to just turn that down until he gets up to the stage. But you kind of get the gist of it as he's walking up. Big crowd, you know, in the background, so you can hear it. There they are. It's up there. Again, my pick for the VP would have been, but who knows? I think you make a great president. So there you go.
It would have been great. It would have been great.
Man, is it good to be home in New York City. You know, usually I got a lot to say, but this one's special to me. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. In New York, we refer to MSG as the Mecca. We refer to it as the center of entertainment. And in 9 days, it's going to be the launch point for the center of making Donald Trump the 47th president of the United States.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about Kamala. Why? Why would we waste our time? She doesn't even want to talk about herself. She tells us she grew up in a middle-class family. But I don't care, because it's families today in New York, in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in Milwaukee, in Phoenix. They are struggling because of Kamala Harris, and they are saying the same thing we're saying. We had enough. We need Donald Trump back. She broke the border. She broke the border and doesn't even have the guts to tell you the truth. But that's okay, because the next president of the United States, he's going to fix the border, because he did it once and he's going to do it again. She unleashed the massive inflation that has made it harder for every working family in our country. If she was around when I was a kid, it would have devastated my mom, who still lives in Brooklyn. Hi, Mom. How you doing?
He's the guy that grilled Gensler, yes.
And you think
he's the guy that called him out for being Hillary's bag man that wrote the checks. Remember, he's like,
Oh, right. Well,
sir. He's like, you're under oath. He's like, oh, sir, you're under oath, Chair Gensler. Yeah, he's the guy.
she has an answer for the people who are trying to find ways to get ahead? No, she doesn't. Nothing but word salad. I kind of like salad. Everybody should have some. It's healthy. It's good for you. But this word salad mess is demented. It is meant to make you think that she's smart and you're somehow dumb. The truth of the matter is the common sense of the American people is what is needed today, and that will be brought by Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
Then you look around the world. Look around the world. She said she was the last person in the room after that disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. You know, that withdrawal is seared into my mind. I remember watching Afghanis hold on to the sides of airplanes to escape the Taliban. And as I'm watching this, the one thing I know is that if Donald Trump was president, that never would have happened. Never would have happened.
Right. Never.
But I have a special message to everybody around the world, especially those who want to find themselves getting into the business of other people or messing with our greatest ally in Israel. Donald Trump is going to stand by Israel 100% of the way. 100% of the way. And Donald Trump is going to get us out of these wars because he did it once and he's going to do it again. But the last thing we're going to fix, and it's a big one. You see, I got 3 kids. They're all boys. And I'll be damned if you're going to have some school tell my boys that they can now be girls. Not on my watch. Not on the watch of Donald Trump, I can promise you that. We're going to have common sense in America again under Donald Trump. We're going to get men out of women's sports under Donald Trump. America will take its place again as the shining city on the hill, as the leader of the world.
Remember who said the shining hill and the shining city on the hill? Remember who coined that phrase? Ronald Reagan.
Was it?
He's always talked about the shining city on the hill. I don't know if he coined it, but he was the one that always popularized it for sure.
As the #1 nation, as the great experiment, because he's going to fix it once again. And together, New York and around America, we are going to make America great again. God bless you, New York. God bless America. Let's go win. Let's go win.
Beautiful, man. Well, it's pretty much all. It's almost all we have there, but it's good to have you back, Jeff. It's like there's a lot.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
All that without the 8 shows, man. I think I'm done with 8 shows.
It's a lot,
man.
Heavy lifting.
So we back here on all that hardware. Yeah, they left it all behind. That's amazing. Yeah, $80 billion worth of stuff. Stupid, dumb people. People like Millie, dumb generals. But it's all going to change.
God.
9 days. What's
Yes.
that? What are you
It's
saying?
a parting note.
What's the parting note?
Hang on.
What are you talking about?
What?
What are you saying?
Hang on. There
Oh,
she
no.
is.
Oh no.
Weeping may endure for a night.
What?
But joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning. And
Right.
church morning is on its way.
What?
The hell is she talking about? Joy left the building on their campaign, weeks ago. Remember they started about Joy?
Joy for a night. But joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
It's crazy.
What a dumb nut.
It's crazy. How do they?
Why did she invent a new accent like all the time?
Every single time. Every time she goes, it's a new accent.
The only one she hasn't done is the Indian accent, which is more appropriate. I mean, quite honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but who knows, man? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. What accent is she using now? I don't know. She's always she sounds sinister. Yeah, the Joys left the building a long time ago for sure. Joy cometh in the morning. Joy cometh in the morning. All right, guys. That's all we have left.
That's all we got here.
That's all we have here. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate the super chats tonight. BMAC, Norseman, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that as always.
Man.
And
it's right around the corner. That's what's scary.
Yeah, we have like 9 days to go.
Week. Man.
I just want to know on an election know that night who wins.
You think we'll know that night? You think we should live stream? We should do a live stream on that night.
That might be a long show. That'd be a long live stream as we start watching results come in. Maybe it'd be fun, but I don't know how long we can go for. But maybe start around 9ish.
Yeah.
Start watching the results come in.
As the polls are closing, see if it's a red wave.
That would be on Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday.
Not
this Tuesday, the following Tuesday.
No, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Doing a show on Monday. See you next Tuesday. Yep. All right. You gotta get out of here. It's time to go. It's time to go. That's all the time we got, guys. As we get out of here, we will see you.
Do it. Are we going to live stream it? We might. We'll find out on Sunday.
Red Wedding. That was Game of Thrones. All right. Got to get out of here, man. Ready? We are. That's it. I can say, I'm doing it. Ready? Chip and Jeff. Oh, see you guys on Wednesday. See ya.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.